There was no race called the Palestinians or the Israelis until 1948. They did not exist. We were Arabs, Jews, Europeans. The Zionists were colonialists imposed upon an indigenous population. Menachem Begin, Shimon Peres, David Ben-Gurion, they were all born in Poland. The Jews cannot bring back their dead millions by evicting the Palestinians from their home. Are we to continue to suffer for what Christian Europe did to the Jews? The Zionists steal our landscape and create a new vocabulary of control. Fumigate, wipe out, pound into submission, crush. They bulldoze our houses, steal our water. They even take the names of our food, our falafel, our hummus, our pita bread. To the settlers, we are people without a past, present, or future. Terrorists. Terrorists. An American settler, a doctor, murdered 29 Arabs at prayer in a mosque in Hebron. Visitors can today walk to his shrine and worship at the tomb of the martyr, on whose tombstone are inscribed the words Baruch Goldstein, who died clean of hands and pure of heart. Rachel Corrie, beautiful, brave young woman who came to help us, was murdered, bulldozed to her death by an Israeli soldier, a terrorist. Tom Herndl, a brave, brave young British boy who came to help us, was murdered by a sniper, an Israeli soldier, a terrorist. Thousands of people in the world support our cause and try to help us. And we salute you all. But since Oslo, we have lived in a land of rationality. I cannot build a house, buy a car, grow vegetables, go for a walk, publish a book, unless I get a permit from the Israelis. We live in a state of checkpoints. It is a bizarre, surreal world of mirrors. Our negotiators agreed that in Gaza and Jordan, Israeli personnel would be present at all times, but separated from the Palestinians by one-way mirrors. Allowance was made for Israeli Defense Forces to enter the terminal in the case of an emergency and use their weapons if necessary. The Palestinians were to be controlled at all times by the Israelis, indirectly, in an invisible manner. So imagine, imagine. I am a Palestinian. And I enter a Palestinian hall. And I see Palestinian people and food and animals and Palestinian mirrors, Palestinian baggage. The place smells Palestinian. An unsmiling Palestinian border guard stands at the long counter. I give him my passport. He puts it in a drawer, hidden behind the counter, and pushes it through where it is received on the other side by an Israeli. I am of course unaware of this charade. The Israeli processes the passport and pushes it back with one of two colored pieces of paper denoting permission to enter or not. The mirrors are so positioned that at all times the Palestinian is under direct surveillance of the Israeli. Checkpoints. They humiliate us on a daily basis. They keep us from our family, from our friends, from trying to earn a living. The IDF play games with us. At Nablus, the soldiers decided to detain every ninth adult male wishing to cross the terminal whose name was Mohammed. You can imagine. There's an awful lot of Mohammeds in Palestine. In 2005, President Bush allocated $200 million for Palestinian economic, security and political reform. The pro-Israeli United States Senate stipulated that not all the money could go directly to the Palestinian Authority. So $50 million went to the Israelis to build more terminals, thus knowingly aiding one of the most blatant and divisive tools of the occupation. When I go to the state-of-art terminal of Karania, I must go through this terminal, this place, this booth. All the time I am being photographed. And instructions are being shouted at me that these old ears cannot understand. The eventual aim is for there to be no contact whatsoever between Israelis and Palestinians. Where is the humanity in these measures? And who are these people who become our governors? Where do they come from? Brooklyn? Golders Green? Moscow? Mourid Barghouti, the Palestinian writer and poet, returned after 30 years of exile and thought as he stood silently before the soldier, can he recognize my humanity or the humanity of the thousands of Palestinians who must pass beneath the shadow of his shining gun every day?